this is what I say. I say you got hoodwinked, and that's okay. That's okay. Because as I was just telling somebody just a minute ago, I have dated in my life. I know they've been talking about whether or not I'm married and all this stuff. I'm not married, never married, okay? Just want to get that out there. But I have dated. And I will say, any of us that have ever dated, we've been hoodwinked a time or two. Where we done sat there and we thought that he was going to be so great for us because he sold us on all the things, or her, okay? And then we realized they ain't shit. That's where we are. And that's okay. What matters is that you wake up and you say, this is not the one for me.
Recently asked my...
So everyone is surprised because Jazmine Crockette told us something that we all already knew. That she will never marry. And Jasmine has the audacity to insult us by trying to convince us that the reason why she is unmarried is because all men just ain't ish. Jasmine, you must be a new fool to think that after watching the way you carry yourself in public, after us watching the way you are willing to do anything, tell any lie, insult children, insult your own constituents, and most importantly, insult the American people, all in the name of loyalty to your failing party. You must be a new fool to think that we would ever believe that the men in your life are the problem. Woman, you were a money-grubbing, ambulance-chasing attorney before you became a state representative. After becoming a state representative, you managed to amass a pretty significant amount of wealth considering your salary of only $174,000 a year. There are nurses and doctors and even lawyers who make more money than you. You're just not an honest person. Guys, this woman is a liar. She's a thief. She is a person who looks at power as the end all be all of life, the acquisition thereof. And she's willing to say or do anything to get it. I remember when African American people used to tell me, oh man, George Soros is evil. Bill Gates is evil. And there was a list of all these boogeymen that African American people urged you as an African American person to be afraid of. Why are the same people that my kinfolk and my people told me were evil, why are these the same people that are the main contributors to her campaign? Her campaigns, plural. Jazmine Crockette, you will remain single because you, like many other women in America, would rather submit to the almighty dollar as opposed than to submit to your husband or any man for that matter. You're single not because all men are bad. You're single because the person you have become, the person you have fashioned yourself to be, has made you totally undesirable for any man with an ounce of self-respect. And I am African American, so I know how it goes in our community. She's probably messing around with some married guy, or she has some pookie who's blowing her back out, you know, when she's not running around the country trying to say things for shock value, so they'll put television cameras on her. And I'm going to be real, she comes across to me as the type of woman who has to pay for it. I'm not going to lie. She got all these condos, all these $1 million cribs, lakefront house and all that. I would not be surprised if she didn't have a live-in Pookie in there with a feather duster and an apron on, keeping it clean until mama get back. I wouldn't be surprised at all. But the saddest part is that there are African American women who look up to Jazmine Crockette. There are American women, period, who look up to Jazmine Crockette. And there are women who would be happy if their daughters turned out just like Jazmine Crockette. I've always wondered, whether male or female, why anyone would vote for a man or woman who doesn't have a family. Now, barring some, uncontrollable circumstance, how on earth do you think that someone who can't even run a family is qualified to run this country? How could you think that someone who doesn't even have children could or would prioritize your children's well-being? Why? Just answer me. Why would someone who has made a decision not to have children, if they're able, why do you think that they would prioritize your children's future when they don't even have kids? We vote for people who are just, I would call them demons, the stuff they support out here. And then we wonder why our country looks the way it does. We wonder why we look at the legislation that these people support and try to pass, and we say, damn, you got to be crazy to be supporting stuff like that. But when you look at these people, they are crazy. They're not stable. Guys, I can look at Jazmine Crockette's wig and her net worth, and just that alone shows me everything I need to see to know that this woman is not stable. Girl, we can watch a movie where they could lay a wig so perfectly that you wouldn't even know it was a wig. You making movie star money. Because we know you making movie star money because you got all these dang on multi-million-dollar homes. You still buying wigs off of Amazon? And I understand, ladies, calm down. There are some wigs that are good on Amazon, but you are unwilling to pay the money or learn how to lay that wig down properly so that we can't differentiate it from your natural hair. Like, we know it's a wig, but it ain't no reason why we could still see the wig cap when it's on your head. It ain't no reason for you to get on TV and your doggone wig is so crooked, the line all leaning to the left and stuff, it's supposed to be going down the middle. Now, we know sometimes they got, the little side part or the part of the angle, but doggone it, come on now. Come on now. Sorry, I'm a little hot. Came from the gym. Come on now. You ain't down bad like that to be getting on national TV looking the way you look. And that's only exacerbated by the way you act. Oh, we all know men ain't ish. What type of woman talk like that? Who is sophisticated or intellectual or who is in a position of leadership? And a bigger question is, what man is dumb enough to continue to support a woman who makes it very clear that she thinks men ain't ish? So that means you think men ain't ish, our sons ain't ish, our grandfathers and fathers ain't ish, our uncles, our cousins, our brothers, they ain't ish. This woman is totally against anything resembling the nuclear family, specifically the nuclear black family. But it makes sense because the number one enemy of the nuclear black family is George Soros, who was the guy who was the main funder behind Black Lives Matter, Patrisse Cullors, and that band of lesbians. Why would you vote for this person? And I know if I went on down there to Texas. I think she might be the 30th in the 30th district of Texas or something like that. I know if I ask these people, why did you vote for Jazmine Crockette? They wouldn't even be able to give you a good reason. I know that. Because whatever they want down there, there's no way they're going to get that with their local representative running around crisscrossing the country, waging her own personal war or fighting a war against Donald Trump for the benefit of her party. You don't even hear Jazmine Crockette talking about Texas. You don't even hear Jazmine Crockette addressing the issues that are going on down in Texas. All you hear is Jazmine Crockette saying, look, I know that Democrats can't really get a foothold in Texas, so I'm just go around the country to do what I got to do to keep this Soros money coming in and appease my party, because I know they're in a war with Donald Trump right now for the minds of their constituents. See, the conservatives, we already know what we're going to do. But it's so bad that the problems and the hypocrisy is so acute now that even the Democrats, the liberals, can see it. And they are really in a tough spot because they're like, look, I want to vote blue, but I cannot support the policies that my Democrat representatives have foolishly tied themselves to. Jazmine Crockette will forever be single. We know this. Her telling us is no surprise. And if no man wants you, if no male can see the good in you to where he's like, baby, I could see past everything else. I love you. I want to marry you. I'm struggling to see what the people who vote for this woman are seeing in her. Just loudmouth, ghetto, ratchet as heck, and willfully ignorant, and just a blatant liar in many instances. But people still find a reason to vote for this lady. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I appreciate every single thing you do for me in this channel. Let me know what you think in the comments. I definitely want to know your thoughts. Till the next time, take care of yourselves, but most importantly, please take care of each other. Peace.